Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Summerslam review with us, the British Fist.
Good shit.
Where the money is at, NJ. I am Mr. Parkin, of course, and this guy sitting next to me in another V-neck like myself, it's the one and honourable NJ.
What's up?
What's up, NJ? What's up to you guys out there? Looking forward to reviewing SummerSlam. Not.
No, it's not a good, the best pay for you, no.
Not really. So you got a view straight away there. Subscribe up above, of course.
Make sure you like this video and comment your thoughts on SummerSlam 2004 down below. Maybe you disagree, maybe you agree with us, of course.
Okay, make sure you do like this video because the pay-per-view itself wasn't that great, but also make sure you contact us in the links in the description box below.
Well said, that man. The first thing I really want to go through here, NJ, just a quick thought. Looking at the back of this DVD, because we have the DVD here, as you can see. Looking at the back of this DVD, there is so much talent here. This was 2004 that we don't have nowadays. We don't have Benoit, because he died, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Benoit. Randy Orton is now dominating the main event on SmackDown. JBL is gone. Undertaker's semi-retired. Eddie Guerrero, again, is dead. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. Kurt Angle is now in TNA. Triple H is now backstage for WWE. Eugene, nothing. Oh. Matt Hardy, TNA. Kane is still working for WWE, but hasn't really gone up since this pay-per-view.
Well, we started to.
Booker T is now a commentator. John Cena is now, again, dominant on Raw. Edge is retired. Batista has gone. Jericho is gone. Mysterio is still in here. Paul London and Billy Kidman have gone. Spike Dudley is gone. And Bubba and Devon are in TNA. So
and Divas are still there.
And yeah, the Divas, fucking hell, the Divas still there. Divas dodgeball. But, you know, what I want to point out here is look at how much talent we've lost in the last 7 years. And it's really weird to think of, you know, how much talent we've actually lost. But just a point I thought I'd make there, looking at the talent on this.
It is a bit of a shame because some of those ones we lost were doing so great in the WWE. So with them now either dead or moved show, it is a big loss for the WWE.
Yeah, we could say this in every video, but we thought we'd point it out in this one just because it was a shit pay-per-view and we needed something else to say because this probably won't last very long.
No.
The first thing we want to talk about is the opener. We had the Dudleys, which consisted of all the Dudleys. We even had little Spike in there as well, as a heel, who went up against Rey Mysterio, Billy Kidman, and Paul London. This match went on for about 8 minutes. Spike Dudley was kind of like trying to act like the leader, trying to act like the, you know, you do this, you go there, you get the table, you pin.
Baba, Devon, get the table!
Get the tables! Yeah, but the thing is, you have Rey Mysterio, Billy Kidman, and Paul London in this match. All three of them are high flyers. You know that they're going to provide some bravado moments in this opener, which is what makes it so good. Spike Dudley, though, gets the win on Billy Kidman after the Dudleys hit a 3D and Spike says, I'm making the pin. You guys move over there. Get another table. I'm hitting this pin.
Him getting that pin didn't really do much for his career. It was just a bit daft. And
yeah, it really wasn't
well done, Spike.
As an opener, it was okay. I like the addition of the cruiserweights in there, but it wasn't the best opener in my opinion. Spike Dudley winning it. I mean, come on.
No, but it was good to see the Dudleys. I'm going to say that. Apart from Spike, Bubba and Devon, they always put on good fight.
Yep, and the next match we have is a Till Death Do Us Part match. Of course, this was when they had the whole Matt Hardy and Kane thing going on, where Lita had to marry. Well, the winner of this match would marry Lita, and
we all know where that led.
Yes, we do. Because he just did the celebration, which means Kane wins. Thanks for the spoiler, NJ.
I know.
Good match between these two. It went on for 6 minutes. It was a decent match, but the thing is, I really think they could have put more time in this match. Because you've got a stipulation there which is quite big, and I really think they should have put more time into this match, a bit more effort maybe, and you know, making them both look a bit more strong in my opinion.
Some of the stipulation,
Kane was a dominant heel.
Some of the stipulation to matches, I'm like, meh, it's stupid. This one is almost there, but at the same time, it makes Kane, who ended up winning, look like a forceful, because he did become really forceful in this match. So I think that this stipulation was good.
And this kind of played off the real life relationship I believe Matt Hardy and Lita had, which is kind of good. And basically Kane won the match and Lita had to marry Kane, which led into this whole, you know, having Lita being pregnant and everything, and they basically made Kane look like a real monster and a real demented monster, especially after his movie. What was the movie called? Cena Evil. So they worked on that pretty well in my opinion, making Kane a monster.
And I think this relationship was something different for Lita because she's always had like the lovely, jubbly, nice guy. So for her to get forced and all to get abused in a way by Kane, it was something completely different. So I'd give it a thumbs up.
And she went on to ballet Edge as well, which was another good gimmick thing for her, a heel gimmick in the end. She worked very well as a heel gimmick in my opinion. Next match we have is John Cena versus Booker T in a best-of-5 series match. This was match 1 for the United States Championship, and all I can say is thank God we saw Cena in a mid-card title match. Did we want to see him in the main event at 2004? No.
Not really, no.
No, this match was typical. It really wasn't great. It's match 1. It lasted 6 minutes. It lasted 6.5 minutes. He got very big pops from the crowd, which, you know, really helped him turn face at this time. We kind of knew John Cena was going to win in the overall because we knew they were pushing him as this new guy. So
I think the WWE look at John Cena back then and saw there's something special about this guy. So what we're going to do is put him in a special match
with a guy like Booker T,
and really put on that shows off his skill. It weren't the best match, but it did show off John Cena's skills as a wrestler.
Yeah, and of course he wins this whole thing, I believe, but wins match 1 of the 5 series, which is good to see at a pay-per-view because at least it puts some emphasis and meaning onto the United States Championship. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And Cena obviously wins the first match because, you know, he's always going to win these matches. And we'll move on from that because we don't really want to talk about that much longer, do we, AJ?
No, we do not.
Good boy.
Thank you.
We then have a backstage segment, and I thought this was really funny, mainly because Teddy Long was saying, I'm the new general manager of SmackDown, brother, and I'm going to make Eugene the top star of Raw. And I'm just like, you think he's bad nowadays, but he was fucking bad in this segment. Making Eugene a big star, fucking hell, he didn't start off very well, did he?
Whoever wants to leave Raw can always come to SmackDown. I said them with open arms.
Oh, fucking hell, I don't know. I just laughed at that. Bischoff was just like...
You don't know what you're saying. I've been a GM longer than you.
Yeah.
I know what I'm saying.
Next, we had a triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship between Edge, who was the champion at the time, Chris Jericho and Batista. And was it me, NJ, or did Batista look really, really out of place in this match? He didn't seem to do much, did he?
No, and I'm saying that every time he tried to get involved, Edge or Chris Jericho would knock him out of the way, and the match really concentrated on Edge and Jericho, which it should have done.
Which it should have done mainly because the crowd they were both from, you know, Canada. The crowd were really focusing on Jericho and Edge. Edge at the time was a face, they made him a face, but then the crowd started booing him, and that kind of made WWE think, maybe we can turn this guy heel and it could work. And as we all know, in 2005 he won Money in the Bank, cashed it in and became a heel.
Yes, he did.
And a very good heel in my opinion.
And I'm saying that this match, I think this match did great wonders for Edge.
Yeah.
It showed off his skill, just like the John Cena match we said.
And Jericho too.
And Jericho's skill. So I'll say that this match did good for both.
Yep. Edge wins with the spear, so now he's the Intercontinental Champion, moving into a heel turn. The match lasted 8.5 minutes. It might as well have just been Jericho and Edge, but I think that WWE just put Batista in there because they knew he was kind of like this next big guy who they could, who they could try and push into the main event while he was in Evolution. So I guess that was why he was there. Overall, a decent match, but we know the implications from this match are very good. The next match we had was a match I was really looking forward to on this card, mainly because you have two guys here that can always work a great match, whether they're heel or face. Kurt Angle versus Eddie Guerrero. And again, just like Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle last year, this had a storyline going back to the WrestleMania 20. We remember Eddie won the champion. He won the championship by cheating against Eddie Angle, taking off his boot. Remember that?
Ah, that was really clever thinking.
Yeah.
Good mind of Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, and Kurt Angle here was the heel, and Eddie Guerrero was the face. And even though he had this whole lie, cheat, and steal thing, like we saw in 2003, he is still over with the crowd, even as a face or a heel.
Eddie does wonders for he did wonders for the WWE, and I just think he puts on great matches. And when you go against Kurt Angle, you know this can be a classic great match.
Yeah, and this match had a lot of back and forth action. In my opinion, it wasn't as good as their WrestleMania match, but I still think it was a good match for a SummerSlam. It got 30.5 minutes. It got decent time. I'd have liked it if they made it maybe 20 minutes. I really think these guys could have tore the house down in their match.
And the thing about this match is that yes, what you said is correct, but it's also in a good place.
Yes.
For two great wrestlers that are going to get involved in the main events, they're in the middle of the card and getting towards the main events of the whole event.
Yep, and Angle wins the match with an ankle lock. There's multiple finishers done in this match. They each kick out of finishers. Angle does the ankle lock a couple of times. Eddie does frog splash. We had that whole loose boot thing with Eddie, as he was in the match and in the storyline itself, which kind of played well because that is how Eddie Guerrero won his championship. I like the addition of that, in my opinion.
And I think the good thing about Eddie is that he can quickly reverse finishes.
Yeah.
You can quickly escape stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the way they did this match, they escaping each other's moves, was just great. It was really entertaining to watch both of them do it.
Match of the night, in my opinion.
I think it will go up there, yes.
I think it would have been by far the match of the night if they gave it more time, but they gave the time to this following shit. Ezra, I have a little question. How do you use the biggest joke you have in WWE, and how do you use a main event guy who really shouldn't be involved with this guy. Oh, I know how you do it, WWE. You have a match between Triple H and Eugene, which goes on longer than Kurt Angle versus fucking Eddie Guerrero. Why the fuck were these two even in the match? Why the fuck was this match on the card? And why did it go so fucking long?
Well, what we'll say is that you have Eugene saying, my favourite wrestler's Triple H, which I can understand why he said
Eugene,
that.
just go away.
But again, this match should have happened because I think it was when Triple H turned nasty to Eugene, but it should not have gone long as it did.
No, Triple H wins, and to be honest, this should have been a squash match, in my opinion. They should have put more time on the Kurt Angle Eddie Guerrero match going from this match, because no one wanted to see this match go 14 minutes. I don't see why this match is even there. It's just a big joke. I fucking hated Eugene.
And it made Eugene look strong,
Yeah,
which I
I
didn't
know.
like. It made him look like he can overpower and overcloud
which is
Triple H.
stupid. How do you have the biggest joke overpowering Triple H? I'm not a bigger fan of Triple H, but why do you have him why do you have him look strong against him? I don't know, but I still think...
Well, I'm glad Triple H managed to
Oh,
beat his little ass.
just to do it quicker, but the next thing didn't help. We have Divas Dodgeball. I know it's summer, and I know you can't use the Divas, but fucking Divas Dodgeball, it's fucking bullshit. Why do you even have this, WWE?
It's a SummerSlam.
It's
It is a summer sport. I'll give it that. But it's all about the Divas looking sexy as they are during the match.
true.
I don't
They
think it was
do look
actually
sexy.
about the match. I think it just made them look good. And all that.
I don't know, but I think, to be honest, it's just bullshit to me. I don't know why. There's pointless fucking filler. The penultimate match before the main event, we had John Bradshaw Layfield, otherwise known as JBL, against Undertaker in a WWE Championship match. And before I go into this, MJ, I just want to say, I fucking hated JBL. I never liked him in the ring. I liked his heel persona, and I thought he was a very good heel, very good on the mic. But I hated him in ring. I just really didn't. I couldn't stand any of his matches, which is why I didn't like this match one bit.
I quite like him. He's a great heel. I'm going to give him that. He's one hell of a heel. Loads of people hate him. Loads of people want to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
And when he goes up against Taker, it's a better challenge than what Taker's faced in the past. And I think that it's all about Undertaker getting the best of JBL.
Yeah, I just really didn't like this match at all. I couldn't. The finish didn't really help it, to be honest. You had Undertaker getting disqualified after Orlando Jordan brings in the title, and then Undertaker uses it. And it just, this match went on for 17.5 minutes, and it's just the ending just fucking ruins the match. If the match wasn't ruined enough by the fact JBL was in it.
It's a bad way, because I thought Taker would have had more sense and knew what JBL's like.
At least he destroyed him afterwards, though.
Yeah, on his limo.
Yeah, he chokeslams him on the limo. He pretty much destroys him, and Orlando Jordan as well. I really didn't like this match at all, especially for a WWE Championship match before the main event.
No, but I think, again, it was just a match to have the title on the line, so I think it just did its little job.
Yeah, always positive, aren't you, Andre?
Okay.
Anyway, we'll go from that match into the main event, which probably the match that had the most significance in this pay-per-view, mainly because this was the match which determined a new main event guy, a young main event guy, and at the time he was the youngest World Heavyweight Champion, and it was Randy Orton. We had Randy Orton going against Chris Benoit, and this match went on for 20 minutes. I don't think it was the greatest match they've ever done. It was a very good match, and I think Benoit, in my opinion, did a great job putting Randy Orton over, which is the job he was set out to do, in my opinion. He did it very, very well, in my opinion.
I think what he did in this match, because he's very technical, he was bringing the best out of Randy Orton. He was getting Orton to do his best during the match.
Yes, he definitely was.
Good.
This was, like I said, a 20-minute match. It got a lot of time, so it got a lot of time for Benoit to sort of build it up slowly, which is what he does well as a technical wrestler. And in this match, we see the RKO out of nowhere for Randy Orton to win the World Heavyweight Championship. And at the time, remember, he was in Evolution, and Triple H was the top guy in Evolution. So for Randy Orton to win was a big thing, and we all know after this that Triple H gave him the old thumbs down, and he left Evolution and became a singles guy. And those two had great rivalries afterwards, Triple H and Orton, didn't they?
They did. And I'm saying that Orton winning this, the way it was Orton winning the championship. So I'll say it was just great for Orton to then progress on with his career from there.
And even though this wasn't a very good pay-per-view, this was probably the perfect main event you could imagine at SummerSlam. A young guy finally blossoming into a main event star against a very credible wrestler in Chris Benoit. And it made this whole Evolution storyline a bit more interesting as well. In my opinion, this match was very good. I love the implications of this match, even though the match itself wasn't brilliant. It wasn't a 5-star match, of course, but with Benoit in it, you're always guaranteed a very good match, and you can always make a guy, even a guy like Orton, who we know is very stiff in the ring now, can always make a guy like Orton work, like you said.
And I'll say it's not the match now. The match is finished. Or the champ. It's the things that came afterwards that were more important and more to watch out for.
Definitely. Overall thoughts on this pay-per-view, NJ? I know we're going to immediately grade it down, but I thought there was definitely more negative than positive in this pay-per-view. We had the main event, which I thought was very good. The implications of that were brilliant. They made a new star in Randy Orton in an Evolution. And we had the Kurt Angle Eddie Guerrero match. But other than that, I can't really see much good from this pay-per-view. There wasn't much else.
I'm a normally two-sided person, but with this pay-per-view, it's really hard because, like, I look at the card itself, I look at the matches,
Eugene.
and the matches just weren't entertaining me. They weren't the most wow matches.
No.
Yes, you have Kurt Angle involved, which was great match of the night.
Yep.
But then after there, the matches just didn't seem to live up to their expected.
No, I don't know. I'm giving this a D. I really didn't like this pay-per-view. I'm really tempted to give it a C- just because there was 2 good matches in there. But in my opinion, there was a lot of shit on this card, and the JBL Undertaker match I really didn't like, and that was supposed to be a WWE Championship match. So in my opinion, this gets a D. I really didn't like the SummerSlam. It didn't keep me entertained. It was probably the worst SummerSlam I've watched in a while.
Again, this is probably the worst SummerSlam I've watched, and I'm just saying that this can be a D because I can't like. Yes, the improvements. It would only go up to probably a C.
C, possibly, yeah.
If improvements were made, it would have never got any higher than that.
No, not the best of cards. I don't think they gave a lot. Didn't really need to give that much time to. I really think they could have focused their attention on other matches as well, give them more time. But I don't know. It just gets a D from me.
Basically, what we want to know now is we want to know your thoughts. Did you watch SummerSlam 2004? What do you guys think? Make sure you comment your thoughts in the comment section below. We want to hear your thoughts, definitely. And NJ, do you have any words before I take us off?
What I want to say is, we all know, and I'm hoping you agree with us, it was a bad SummerSlam. So please let out your frustration and your unhappiness about the matches in the comment section below.
Because NJ doesn't have Monster at the moment, and he can get very angry. So I'm going to have to be careful in these future SummerSlam reviews we do.
Yes, because they do get a lot worse because of certain wrestlers. But please leave your comments about this SummerSlam in the comment section below.
Of course, and that has really been it from us, of course. I'm Mr. Parkin, as you all know. And you all know too, but I know you want to hear it again. It's NJ.
What's up?
Oh, why, nice one, NJ. Make sure you get your comments in. Keep watching our SummerSlam review series. Next, we're going to be doing SummerSlam 2005, which was the year of Hulkamania. Again. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys, and goodbye.